Hello everybody, welcome back to our mathematics class. Today I'm going to talk about the last lessons of the geometric sequences, which is some of the first n terms of a geometric sequence. Okay, dear students, in this lesson, how we can find the sum of n terms of geometric sequences. We have a formula like Sn is equal with A1 times r minus r to the 1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r. This is the formula which helps us to find the sum of the geometric sequences. Okay, dear students, if we have an ordered numbers like 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16, if the equation wants us to find the sum of some terms in these kind of ordered numbers, like S1 is equal with number 1. What does it mean? It means it wants us to find the first sum of the n terms. And S2 wants us 1 plus number 2 is equal with number 3. S3 is equal with what? 1 plus 4, 1 plus 2 plus 4 is equal with what? 4 plus 2 is equal with 6. 6 plus 1 is equal with number 7. And S4 is equal with 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus what? 8. What does it mean? 8 plus 4 is equal with 12. 12 plus number 2 is equal with 14. 14 plus 1 is equal with 15. If we have S2, S3, S4, and S1, it wants, what does it mean? S3 means, please find the first three n terms. Please find the three terms of the sequence which is given to us. Okay, dear students, if we have some examples or some questions like, what is the sum of the 6 terms when first term is 1 over 26 and common ratio is equal with square root of 3? How we can find by using the formula which is written here, Sn is equal with A1 times A1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r. Here, to find the sum of the first n terms, which wants us to find the sum of 6 terms of these geometric sequences, on that time we must recognize some terms here. Here, the first term is equal with A1 is equal to 1 over 26. And common ratio is also clear according to the question. Common ratio is equal with square root of number 3. On that time, it wants us to sum of the 6 first terms. S6 we must find here. We had a formula like Sn is equal as A1 times 1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r. Here, n is equal with what? 6. On the time, I can use Sn is equal with A1 times 1 minus r to the power of n over 1 minus r. It doesn't matter, you can write like A1 times r to the power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. Here, when I substitute the values which is given in the example, on the time, it is very easy to find this sum of the first 6 terms according to the given example. Like S6 is equal with A1 is 1 over 26, which is given here. And also 1 minus the common ratio is equal with what? Square root of number 3 to the power of n is equal with number 6 over 1 minus square root of number 3. Let's simplify this one. S6 is equal with 1 over 26 times 1 minus, we can write square root of number 3 to the power of 3, like square root of 3 to the power of 2 to the power of number 3 is 1 over square root of 3. Here is 6 is equal with 1 over 26 times square root of 3 to the power of 2 will be what? Number 3. Number 3 to the power of 3 or 3 cubed will be 27. 1 minus 27 will be minus 26, or we can say negative 26 over 1 minus square root of number 3. When I simplify this one, I can cancel the 26 from numerator and denominator. On the time, S6 will be what? I can write 1 over square root of 3 minus 1. When I simplify this one, on the time it will be square root of 3 minus 1, positive 1 plus 1 over number 2. This is the required things according to the given example. The sixth term, or the sum of the first term according to the given example, is what? Equal with square root of 3 plus 1 over 2. Okay, dear students, it was very easy. Let's check the second example. What does the second example says as, well, first term is equal with the number 3, and the common ratio is equal with number 2. Here, in a sequence, it says in a sequence, if sum of the first k terms equal with 765, and the time it wants us to find the value of k. Here, we had a formula like S is equal with A1 times 1 minus R to the power of N over 1 minus R. We will use from here. Sn is equal with A1 times 1 minus R to the power of N over 1 minus R. Here, the first term is equal with what? Number 3. A1 is equal with number 3. The common ratio, how we can find the common ratio? Common ratio is also clear, number 2. And how we can find the value of k according to the given details in the example, like if k is equal with 765, and the time the value of k must be found. Okay, dear students, k is equal with A1 times 1 minus R to the power of N over to the power of k 1 more. K is equal with 765 is equal with A1 is equal number 3 times 1 minus, common ratio is 2 to the power of k minus 1 minus 2. Here, when I simplify this one, 765 is equal with 3 times 1 minus 2 to the power of k over negative 1. When I divide negative 1 with the numerator and denominator on the time, it will be equal with 765 is equal with 3 times 2 to the power of k minus 1 over 1. It doesn't necessary to write again the number 1. Here, when I divide both sides with the number 3 on the time, it will be cancelled. 1, 3, 2 times 3 is equal with 6. 5 times 3 will be 15, and 5. 255 is equal with 2 to the power of k minus 1 is equal with 2 to the power of k is equal with, when I bring the negative 1 to the left side, on the time I will have 2 to the power of k is equal with 256. Here, according to the base to the left side, I can write 256 like 2 to the power of k is equal with 2 to the power of 8. Here, according to the properties of exponentials, the bases are equal, then the exponents will be equal with together. Here, k will be number 8. And we could find the value of k very easy. The value of k is equal with number 8 according to the given details and the geometric sequences. Very good. Okay, dear students, let's check the third example. What is the sum of 10 terms of the following geometric sequence, like square root of number 2 plus square root of number 6 plus square root of number 18 plus, and it's going so on. Okay, dear students, to finding the sum of the 10 terms which is given in the formula we will use from here. Okay, dear students, number of terms is equal with 10. The first term is equal with square root of number 2. And second term is equal with square root of number 6. Why I write the second term in the example? Because I must find the common ratio here. For this reason, it is necessary to find. First, we must find what is the common ratio. Then we must find the S10. Okay, dear students, the common ratio is equal with A2 over A1 every time in common in geometric sequences, which we have studied in the last lessons. Here, A2 is equal with square root of number 6, and A1 is equal with what? Square root of number 2. It will be equal square root of number 3. The common ratio is equal with square root of what? Number 3. And we could find, and now I'm going to find the S10. What does the S10 means? The sum of the first n terms, which we must find. S10 is equal with A1 times 1 minus r to the power of number 10, 1 over 1 minus r. Here, S10 is equal with A1 is equal with square root of number 2 times 1 minus common ratio is equal with square root of number 3 to the power of what? 10 over 1 minus square root of what? Number 3. Let's simplify this one. S10 is equal with square root of number 2 times, when I write the square root instead of square root of number 3 to the power of 10, 1 minus square root of number 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 5. 2 times 5 will be number 10. 1 minus square root of number 3. When I simplify this one, square root of 2 times 1 minus square root of number 3 to the power of 2 will be number 3. Number 3 to the power of 5 will be 243. Let's multiply by yourself. 1 minus square root of number 3. Here, S10 is equal with what? 1 minus 243 will be 242. Here, negative 242 over 1 minus square root of number what? Number 3 times square root of 2. Here, when I multiply with the complex conjugate of the denominator on the time, I will have here, when I cancel the negative with the numbers on the time, I will have the square root of number 2 times 242 times what? The square root of number 3 minus plus 1 over square root of 3. 3 to the power of 2 will be 3. Minus 1 will be positive number 2. Here, when I cancel this one, 1, 1, 2, 1. Here, S10 is equal with what? 1 to 1 times square root times what times square root of 3 plus 1. Here, 121 times square root of 6 plus square root of number 2. This is what is 10 according to the what? Given details in the example. Here is 10 is equal with 1 to 1 times square root of 6 plus square root of number 2. Okay, dear students, it was very easy. It was our last lesson from geometric sequences, and these questions want to learn or to comprehend the logic of that. When you focus on the logic of the questions on the time, it was that will be very easy to solve the questions. Okay, dear students, if you have any question, if you have any suggestions on the time, we are waiting to your best comments. Not forget to follow our YouTube channel, and also please subscribe to our YouTube channel. On the time you can follow the next lessons from our YouTube channel. Thank you for your watching. Have a good day. Have a good lessons.